Welcome, Hornets, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be taking a look at graphing a sine and a cosine function where we have both the amplitude, change in period, and a vertical shift. You'll notice the problem that we have in front of us is y equals 3 sine 5 theta plus 2. We're going to start by breaking our number line up and make sure that we can see our vertical shift. So we go to 2 first. Then we want to make sure that we go 3 above, 1, 2, 3, and 3 below. This will give us that amplitude. So I'm going to put my center line at y equals 2. You'll notice I'm ready now with my amplitude, and I'm ready with my vertical shift. All I need to do now is identify the period. So we're going to take the period, the 5 that is in our formula, period is equal to 2 pi divided by the absolute value of 5, and therefore 2 pi divided by 5. And therefore going to find 2 pi over 5, break it up to give me pi over 5, break that up to get pi over 10, and then, 10, and then I have 1 pi over 10 plus 2 pi over 10 makes 3 pi over 10. I'm now going to work backwards so that I get that second period in. Negative pi over 10, negative pi over 5, negative 3 pi over 10, and negative 2 pi over 5. We're now ready to start. Sine starts on the center line at 0. Once again, there is no phase shift, so that's where we begin. We then go up to the maximum amplitude, then we go down, then we go down to the negative 1, we go back up. Working our way in the same direction, we go down to the negative 1, back up, and back down again. We now draw our curve. Just make sure I've got everything that I need. Here we go. Now, if your curve is not sinusoidal, you know you've missed something, so you always want to make sure that you keep yourself mentally aware of what it is that's happening on the graph. I realize that this doesn't take a lot of thought when we don't have that phase shift, but you can always make mistakes. You've seen me do that so many times. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's part of being a mathematician. We have to accept and hold ourselves accountable for what we do. We're now going to go ahead and we're going to graph or plot the points. Negative 2 pi over 5. This was at 2. We then have negative 3 pi over 10. And this was comma at, 5. I'm going to change that. It looks like it's a parenthesis, and I don't want that. Going back to the center line, negative pi over 3, comma 2. Negative pi over 10, comma negative 1. 0 pi 2. Pi over 10, 5. Pi over 5, 2. 3 pi over 10, negative 1. And 2 pi over 5, comma 2 again. And now you're looking at y equals 3 sine 5 theta, the quantity plus 2. That's how we graph. Notice here's our amplitude right here and here. This identifies the period. where it is cyclic, and we have our center line. And those are the three parts that we were trying to work with. Let's now take a look at a cosine. This time, let's try and make it a little bit more challenging. Let's go y equals -2 cosine, and let's make it 3 theta, and we're going to go +4. Drawing my graph. Making sure I can identify my center line. That's going to be at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to go 2 up from that. 1, 2. My center line is at 4. Take one thing at a time and put it on the graph. Just one thing at a time. Don't try to move too fast or you will make a mistake. I've done it, and I know it can be done easily. All right, we're now going to break up our period. We can see our period is 2 pi divided by 3. That's from the 2 pi divided by b. It gives us 2 pi over 3. So I'm going to locate 2 pi over 3, then pi over 3, pi over 6, pi over 2. Going in the opposite direction, negative pi over 6, negative pi over 3, negative pi over 2, negative 2 pi over 3. So we've now broken our period up. We're now going to start with cosine. Normally it is at the positive to above the center line, but because of that negative, it is reflected to be down. We're now looking at a reflection. So we're going to go up, then up, and we start going down again. Then we move our other direction. And we draw our curve. Once I have my curve, I plot my points. So I've got negative 2 pi over 3. This is going to be at 2. Negative pi over 6 is at 4. Let's see, negative pi over 3 is at 6. Negative pi over 6 is at 4. 0 pi is still at 2. Pi over 6 is at 4. Pi over 3 is at 6. Pi over 2 is at 4 again. And 2 pi over 3 is back to 2. And we're now looking at the graph of y equals -2 cosine of 3 theta, the quantity plus 4. This is how we graph a sine and a cosine when we have a change in the period, a vertical shift, and a dilation change. I hope this has helped. In the next video, we'll be taking a look at how do we find the graph of a sine cosine when we are working with a phase shift. Thank you very much, Hornets. I hope this has helped. If you like this video, please make sure you click like. Thank you very much. Take care and be well. Cheers.